Welcome to another episode of Musica Maestra. My name is Alondra de la Parra, and this is a very special episode because I welcome you to get to know the newly founded Festival Paax GNP, a festival that I started in Mexico in the Mayan Riviera in the context of the most beautiful paradise, which is the venue for this wonderful moment where we get together artists from all over the world, ballet dancers, singers, performers, gets to unite, and I welcome you to be part of this new space for arts. It's something that I've been dreaming of for over a decade. How to bring all these amazing musicians that I get to meet all over the world to one same place, how to bring them to my home country, how to create this generation of musicians that interact. In a way, I've been preparing for this my whole career. When I started producing concerts when I was 22 in New York, when I founded the Philharmonic Orchestra of the Americas, I started dealing with, hiring a hall, promoting, dealing with finances, fundraising, producing, and so on. And that has been parallelly growing next to my musical development, has been this entrepreneur side of producing my own concerts, and I've been doing that since in Mexico most of the time. So in a way, everything that I've learned in the last 20 years in terms of production and cultural management had to be in place and at play for Festival Paax GNP. The premiere of Silence of Sound was at the first edition of Festival Paax GNP, and that was not, well, in a way it was a coincidence because 7 years of working on this project, and then when it was finally ready, the festival was ready. It made perfect sense to have a child be born within another child of mine, that was great to get to do it in that setup first before we went on tour with Silence of Sound. He really incarnates the philosophy of the festival because he is a really good musician, and he can do anything classical, anything from the, let's say, call it mainstream of classical music, but he can also laugh about it and create comedy and new formats. And at Festival Paax GNP, we're not interested just in one side of the musician. We're inviting all these musicians, and we want to see all the sides. Nemanja was wonderful as well, of course, one of the best soloists I've ever worked with, and he came and did the most beautiful Cacciatorian concerto. he's like my younger brother. He couldn't not be there. In awe what he can do with such an instrument, his power and his artistry comes from so deep inside him that it's just, when he's playing, it's so inevitable. There's nothing else that could be happening in that moment but him playing. There's this feeling. And also with an instrument that usually is not a solo instrument, he just makes it a solo. He could make a solo instrument out of a shoebox. In this festival, my aim is to show all these sides of the artist, 360. I want the musicians to feel when they arrive at Paax, they can be who they are. They can show us everything that they want and can do. And so that's what the dark side is about. And I think the audience really enjoyed seeing the same artist really become different characters. Next year we're already involving literature, visual arts, of course dance, and the whole participation of ballet. Well, next year will be twice as long. It'll be 10 days rather than 5.